and welcome to another Number Corner. All right, today is my favorite day of the school week. By now, you should be able to guess what today is, but we'll talk about that in just a second. First things first, we need to sing out our days of the week, so make sure you are singing loud and proud. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Days of the week. 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 There's Sunday and there's Monday. There's Tuesday and there's Wednesday. There's Thursday and there's Friday. And then there's Saturday. Days of the week. 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 All right, yesterday was Thursday, so that means today is my favorite day of the school week, which is Friday. And it's only my favorite because, 1, that means we've had an entire week of learning together, and 2, we are this close to our weekend time with our family and friends. Both amazing things. All right, let's turn around our Friday card. What number's on our Friday card? Excuse me. It's the number 5, so that means it is the 5th day of this month. What month? Say it with me. March. Awesome. Let's put the whole date together. Are you ready? Today is Friday, March 5th, 2021. And remember, March is the 3rd month of the year. Say it with me. January, February, March. So we know it's the 3rd month of the year, the 5th day of that 3rd month. That's all we need to update our date card. There we go. All right, we're going to leave that month right where it is because it is the 3rd month. We're going to change this day to the 5th day. And the year is 21. So everything we write our date on today will be 3-5-21. Remember, if you want to get fancy on me, you want to write the date in the long version. When we write March abbreviated or shortened, we write it as MAR period. We're going to update this to the 5th. And that full year is 2021. But let's practice writing this date down on our observation grid. Okay, shout out that date to me. What's today's date? 3-5-21. Okay, let's look at today's date card. What kind of clock do we have? Do we have an analog clock or do we have a digital clock? You are right, it's digital. Remember, analog is where we have the numbers in a circle. Digital is where the numbers are printed out for us, just like on our watches and our phones, on so many things we see anymore. So today is a digital clock, so let's write that down. Digital. So what time is on our digital clock? What's our hour? Good, so the hour is 2. How about the minutes? 30, good. So we're going to write 2:30. So let's look at yesterday's analog clock. So yesterday, on our analog clock, our hour hand was pointing to the 2, our minute hand was pointing to the 12, which tells us it was right at 2 o'clock. 2:30 on the analog clock is the same as our minute hand going all the way down to the 6 because 30 minutes is halfway through an hour. So 30 goes all the way down to the 6. So if our digital clock now says 2:30, how many minutes have passed from 2 o'clock yesterday to 2:30 today? Well, let's use our analog clock to help us count. So we know our minute hand has to go all the way from the 12 down to the 6. So we need to count by 5 because remember, in between each number counts as 5 minutes. They're grouped together by 5 minutes. So count with me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So 30 minutes to go halfway through an hour. So how many minutes have passed from 2 o'clock to 2:30? 30 minutes. You got it, my super smart people. And this is probably what we're more accustomed to, comfortable reading, because that's what's on everything, our cell phones, our watches, everything. But just because we can read a watch doesn't mean that we can understand exactly how many minutes go by. So it's really important that you are counting with me and you're paying attention to how many minutes it takes to go from 12, maybe to 3 to 6, all the way around that clock. Because we have to understand what this means. They're not just numbers. These numbers represent minutes and hours in our day, which is important to know. We need to know what time it is so we know if we're on time for school or work, or maybe to go meet our friends and family. We need to know how long it's taking for us to maybe walk somewhere or drive somewhere. Maybe you want to keep track of how long it takes for you to do all of the work Mrs. Sae-Wong makes you do every day. Okay? So being able to tell time and keep track of how much time has gone by is important in our everyday lives. Okay, friends, enough lecturing. It's Friday. Mrs. Sae-Wong needs to move on. Yesterday when I saw your adorable faces was day 114 together. So what does that make today? Ooh, sorry for the wiggles and jiggles, friend. Okay, so if we're following our pattern, we go 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. What comes after 14? Ooh, I heard you all shout it. 15. Let's count it out from 100 and make sure we get that right. Try to get this so you can see it all. Ready? Starting at 100, let's count on. 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115. Let's see if we're right. Oh my gosh, you all are so super smart because you're super smart brains. Mwah, mwah. I feel like we've been kissing those brains so much lately, and it's because you are all brilliant. Okay, update our days in school. So when we are looking at day 115, we have a 1 in our hundreds, a 1 in our tens, and a 5 in our ones. When we want to write out the word 115, 115. Okay, let's break it down. 1 in our hundreds place means we have one group of 100 days. 1 in our tens place means we have one group of 10 days. And then a 5 in our ones place means we have 5 days all by themselves. So let's add this all back together. We're going to add our hundreds. So we're going to take that 100 plus our tens, so plus 10, plus our ones, so 5 ones, equals 100 plus 10 is 110. 110 plus 5 is 115. Okay, last thing, let's color in our days in school chart. Again, this is why we do the graphing so that we can count faster. We know this is 100 days, so we don't have to count them one by one. We can say 100. Then we have a completed 10 frame, so 110. Now we need to count on by ones. 111, 112, 113, 114, 115. All right, my friends, thanks for counting with me. Thank you for always working so hard. I will see you all a little bit later at our meetings. Bye, friends.